Hi.
Hi.
We're in India.
It's.
Oh my god.
I've seen 5 goats today.
Kochi biennial / biennale have flown us out, which is like really nice. Stay humble. They've not asked us to write anything. They've not asked us to do this. They've not asked us to do anything.
Just getting flued out.
We've just flown us out and put us in a bungalow.
As well, I'm quite interested in, I guess, the framing of this. Like, what are they doing with the biennial here?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Dunno.
I don't know.
Let's
So,
find out. We're just gonna
we'll
explore.
see.
We're only here for 3 days.
Goats, 3 days, jet lag,
Yeah.
food. Part of my curatorial adventure lies a desire for liberation and comradeship, away from the master and slave model, where the possibilities for a non-alienated life could spill into a politics of friendship, where pleasure and pedagogy could sit together and share a drink, and where we could dance and sing and celebrate a dream together. Yet, how can one perform a biennale in a location where the biennale itself has become the sole pedagogic window into the art of the world? In a context that is so particular as Kerala is, what could be a model that would allow for self-determination for the audience? Possibilities for a non-alienated life is therefore conceived in 2 parts. The exhibition, constructed as a symphony of ideas, synchronous as well as diachronous, with affect and matter of factness, as well as a discursive, performative architectural space called the Pavilion, where everyone potentially can be a curator. The Pavilion can be a space where there... I forgot I had lipstick on. The Pavilion can be a space where there would be no hierarchies of who could speak and what could be said and in which language. The joy of listening... There's beds!
Bastards.
Oh my god, I swear to god, there's bed please on me. Imagine those pushed to the margins of dominant narratives speaking, not as victims but as futurisms, cunning and sentient sentinels. And before speaking, listening to the stone and the flowers, to older women and wise men, to the queer community, to critical voices in the mainstream, to the whispers and warnings of nature. If we desire a better life on this earth, our unique and beautiful planet, we must in all humility start to reject an existence in the service of capital. Possibilities for a non-alienated life asks and searches for questions in the hope of dialogue.
That's a good text, that.
I love whoever this is.
Who is that?
Anita I don't know, D-U-B-E.
Anita Dube? Anita, go off, I guess. You ready? I bet you're gonna face plant in.
You would?
That's actually really delicious. That feels great.
I feel like it's very matchy, chill, low volume, but like political and in nature.
Earthy crunchy. We've fallen through it. It's like very seamless.
It is seamless. I really like the lights.
But I really like the lights as well.
It's such a nice, even way to light something rather than like, you know, when people put those like small bulbs on a strap.
Fucking hate
A trap.
Yeah, no, I
Make
hate
me feel,
spotlights.
remind me of universities.
This is like ring light for a. It's a ring light for a gallery.
It's a ring light for a gallery. Kim curated it.
This is tied to the work with a t-shirt. That's what it says.
sequence should have to revise once it's been established.
I feel like even this little Marlene Dumas show, like, it's just, I feel like everything's like a little solo show of its own, tucked away really nicely with like an overarching story that helps it just make sense and feel nice.
I definitely agree.
Do you know what I
feel
mean?
like that's like the bit curatorially that I quite like, that like
Yeah.
it feels like everyone has either enough space or that like if they just have one work in a room with like a bunch of other works, it feels like it's like bound enough by like a good, it doesn't feel like a degree show.
Also, I've been to Venice and it doesn't feel like the kind of, this is the best our country can do versus someone else next door being like, this is the best our country can do.
Eurovision.
Da, 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 da,
Eurovision.
da, 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 da.
Eurovision.
Venice Biennial Eurovision props.
This short biennial guide is the size of those French dictionaries they make you carry around in year 7. FD. For scale.
My main concern when it comes to things like that, this is like, it's not going to be relevant to the place it's in. Local people aren't going to come, and it's just going to be like stuck-up artists just like masturbating to the sounds of their own drum. But this has been packed all day. Everything we've seen has been like, I mean, I'm using massive generalizations right now, but I'm tired. I think everything we've seen has felt useful in some way, like it's stuck to the curatorial theme.
Yeah.
Like it's quite easy to just map, oh yeah, that's why this piece is here. I really, really liked, insert name, the artist who'd done the Kochi dead language piece about like the Portuguese influence, fusion language. It reminds me of a piece that I saw at Open Eye during the Liverpool Biennial about like a library in Egypt, I think. I'll insert that here.
Alexandria.
Is it?
The one that burned down?
No. It was different.
A new one?
No, not. I mean, like there are more libraries. It's not just
It
like.
was just one.
I'm
I'm so tired. Cut that bit out because it sounds stupid.
So far, it's like, sometimes with art things, it seems like too good to be true, and you're like, am I allowed to like this? And also, like, I know Kochi have had kind of upper management level controversies, and is it kind of within that, is it a bit of a privilege for us to be able to come in and be like, I'm really enjoying this? Because we don't know what's going on exactly. We've read as much as we can, but we don't know the whole story, and we're not actually involved. We're like these critics that are just coming in and being like, ooh.
I always worry with things like this as well, like maybe beyond, like, or tied to the idea of locality. I worry like that I'm enjoying something because for a specific reason that not everyone else had access to.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, even with like Liverpool Biennial, which is my only other real experience with a biennial, this is like a completely foreign country.
Yeah.
We don't know the context of it. Like, I kind of vaguely know some of the politics.
Yeah.
But maybe not all the references land.
No.
Like, what does it mean that so many of the artists are international? Well, like, not international, but like not from Kerala.
Yeah.
Because like, you can't just say like, oh, this is a local artist because they're from India, which I feel like a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are South Asian artists, which is great. Like, I'm having the time of my life here, getting a fucking kick out of it. But like, I don't know. We've seen like maybe one or two Kerala artists. We haven't seen a lot.
The goat's back. So majestic.
Are you itching yet? Be quite interested in like hearing what, like, you know, my uncle on the street thinks.
Yeah.
You know?
Also,
Like, the locals that come to visit.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember earlier when we like sat in the cafe by the that cafe by the sea, and like it was really nice. There was this like group of like middle-aged-ish aunties all wearing like marigolds, like orangey yellow coloured saris, like matching ones, and they were all just kind of wandering around having like the time of their lives, having a cracking Saturday.
Yeah.
Where do we see that in London?
You don't see that
In England?
In England. Like who hangs out like in a art space of a weekend if you're not like a culture vulture? You just drawing like a person.
You?
You drawing me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Why is your head bigger than mine?
I don't know. It's quite a lie, isn't it?
This does not look like me. Should we have the,
You
let's
do
have
it
the
then.
drawing off? Okay, right.
Look like me. Right, well done. One team. Where's that my face? Wow. Wow. You're so good at drawing.
That's supposed to be my signature.
Pour myself some spicy fruit. What did you think?
Don't love it. It tastes like someone's poured salt on it and then like it's just turned into pickle overnight or something.
So I had a bit. It's horrible.
But
It's horrible. Just say it's horrible with your chest.
as I said to Serena, at least I know I don't like it now. Otherwise, like I would have gone back to England and be like, oh fuck, you should have tried the 20p fruit.
Spicy 20p.
The thing is though, I've had like, we've been here for a few days, 2 days or something. I've only had ghost booze up until this point. So if this is what takes me down, I'm gonna be so sad. I think our writing on the actual White Pube website is where the criticism is going to take place, but all this video can really do is show you where we were and how it was. The wider question of the biennale is currently being grappled with online. Like, the curator set out this amazing speculative future where we no longer suffer, where we is a more universal word, where we're more connected with each other in the earth. But then the Kochi Biennale Foundation is now accused of not paying its contractors. So what? We can all sit around and dream a new world through the art on show, but in reality, people have been fucked over for that dreaming to happen. The art world falls over itself again, and the directorial team needs to follow the philosophy of the curator and make good on that vision. Until then, this edition of the Biennale stays hollow. Like the Disney cruise ship is coming through the Mersey. It's like this. Like everyone's like, we've got to go and see the ship. Why?
15.
Really?
They jump very highly. Very
Oh my god, I want a picture anymore. Asians, when they go on holiday afterwards, they always say what their peaks and their pits are. Yeah. That's the thing. They always go, my peak was when we went to One Oak.
What was that accent?
My pit was when Scott got sent to rehab.
Okay, so my peak was, oh god, I don't know. 3 a.m. by the way.
Yeah.
What was
That's
yours?
half
Start
two.
with yours.
Okay, so my peak was, I think going to the beach today, that long drive,
That was good.
that was really nice. I feel like we saw loads more.
Chug, 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 chug.
even though it was only a little bit, we only like went over to the mainland.
Yeah.
I feel like for the first 2 days, we were like kind of seeing all the art in Fort Kochi, and like actually getting out and seeing bits of like actual Kerala was nice.
Yeah.
And we got to eat those bhajiyas on the beach.
I know. Yeah.
But, oh, I have another bonus one. Every time
Pick one. You can only pick one.
No, but I had another peak, and the other one was every time we like went to go see the sunset at like Fort Kochi beach. That's lovely.
My peak, this is like such a cheesy answer, is like turning up to the biennale and it being packed. I thought that was really nice.
That's a really good art-related one. How dare you?
If we'd have come the
Mine
whole
the
way and it was just like a handful of like arty dickheads, I would have been
from
I
elsewhere.
would have felt so awkward and like
literally, what do you do in that
alarm bells. But like we got there and it was just packed.
Your peak
with like
is that we don't have anything
everyone.
to complain about loudly to the people who flew
About
us
the
out.
audience, yeah. Yeah, it was boss. I thought that was really nice.
That's a good one. I feel like you should pick another one because I picked 2. That's greedy.
Okay, number 2 was the mango lassi.
Insert little reminder clip here.
Like we had a few, but there was just this one particular one by Fort Kochi Viewpoint or something.
That was a good one.
It was so nice.
The ratio.
Don't know what they did. It was.
You have
nice.
to go back and ask for a recipe.
Oh no, yeah, we'll come back. It's fine. And then peaks and troughs. Troughs
No,
is
your
such
pit.
a horrible.
It's your
Pit.
pit.
I was gonna say
Kardashians.
peaks and pits. Okay, pit.
My pit was that time where we wanted to buy banana bhajia when we were walking back from the beach and we didn't have any change. That day when we just didn't have any change and we couldn't buy any snacks. That was a legitimate pit because we've been on a 2-woman mission to eat everything that's been within arm's reach.
Yeah.
These past 3 days.
And to have
that
to
was a
walk
real
past
inhibition.
it because you haven't got change
Yeah.
and you've got notes that are too big to even make change.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. It's because it was a Sunday.
yeah.
Banks were closed.
Well, my pit is like how semi fucked up the biennale is in terms of
That's a good one.
stuff.
Why do you have all art related?
Because we came on an art trip.
I came here to eat.
I'm just a better person than you are.
Gabrielle's a lot more serious about the job that we're meant to be doing. Oh shit, we're boarding. Alright, let's go.
Tired. Oh my god, look how much sand I've got inside me.
Wash your feet, you dirty girl.
No.
That's a good pit, to be
Yeah.
honest, and it's one worth considering. It's
The pit was like going to a whole other country to like a provincial part of another country and realizing that like the art world's exactly the same as everywhere
I'm
else.
hearing them talk about the rest of the country, like hearing like our friends talk about like the art world in the rest of India, like. It's just sad. Like I was saying, like I was joking last night that like this was my backup plan. Like if Brexit goes to tits, I was just gonna fuck off back to where I came from, and now I don't think I can because the art world's fucked here as well. I mean, I
so
still
heavy.
could. It just wouldn't be nice. It should be the same as London, wouldn't it?
It's really awkward.
Yeah, it's a bit shit. But I mean, I guess where is fixed, where is good? If you know, reply in the comments. I have another peek. And it was having beer with friends yesterday
That was
night.
really nice.
That was a really nice night, yeah. I really enjoyed something.
And after we went for a beer with friends, we went to a haunted house.
Yeah, so the story is that 50 years ago, there was like a Dutch family that moved in. It was owned by the bank, and apparently his daughter had an affair with someone from the area, and they weren't allowed to. So she hung herself in the back room. And after that, the property has apparently been cursed. Like anyone who tries to stay there, there's like sounds and things. But apart from that, it's like prime property, and everyone who tries to make it into something, the business fails. It's like cursed.
In front of it.
We're going on a haunted house.
Fucking BuzzFeed Unsolved!
I was thinking like
I'm Ryan, you're Shane!
I was thinking so much more old fashioned. I'm like almost haunted and I'm Derek Cora.
What's funny is, I heard the story from one person. I was like, it's whatever, maybe it's just local law. But someone else stopped on a cycle once and told me, do you know the story of the girl who hung herself in the back room? It's fucking scary. And once I saw those eyes, but I think that was a cat. So I could really, and look at it, it's so tiny.
It's gorgeous.
It's trying to work. As real. This is in the back room is where she hung herself. Oh my god, it's so scary.
Now it's most haunted.
I hope you're gonna put this in like infrared footage. Like,
Oh my
just
God.
inverse the colours.
Cut to, you're editing the footage and you see
Oh my god.
The ghost.
her in the window.
And you zoom in and you're like, wait, what's this? And there's someone looking at you.
Oh no, wait, did you see that move? You really committed to that, and I really appreciate it.
Black cat.
Nothing happened. It's fine. I was just. That's what I wanted to happen. Look at this old black cat.
A sign.
Ran away.
Okay, it would be really funny if actually we see something.
Okay, in order for this to work, you have to be quiet until we get to the middle.
I. Oh, don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
I'm gonna fart and see what happens.
Wow.
It's amazing. I love that.
Why is this?
Can you do it again? And I'm gonna put the. Can you drop a rock? I just want to put the microphone next to it. Okay. I hope it works.
Go for it.
We turn around and there's a ghost there. Me editing, like, fucking Blue's Clues, trying to figure out which artist on the film was in which space, and then which number, and then which name. This short guide has saved my life.